So I want to continue with that story. So like, here was a friend that we had in common. It wasn't really a friend. He was an evil guy, and probably a vampire. Okay, because I had asked him to let me know write in a letter if you're a vampire, just write rhombus, 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 and he did write that in the letter, and that's not a coincidence. That's a fact of reality, and I wasn't supposed to tell anybody about that. I don't really recall if that was part of our arrangement, but anyway, so this guy has a real, the guy Dave was telling me that this guy really hates me. He goes, oh, he hates you. Why? I go, because he's a freaking dick. He's a vampire. I don't know what the hell. He is a dick. And he was getting into contact. He got in contact with Dave. He became hanging out with him, and suddenly Dave started turning to a dick of a friend. He got in contact with my sister. He got in contact with my work. So like, wow, who's the new guy? Oh, there you are. What are you doing at my job? I got a job over here. Like, wow, that's amazing. And we live like 30 miles apart, so it's like a coincidence. At the time, I thought so. It's not necessarily coincidence. But anyway, this guy's a dick, and so I know that Dave said, this guy doesn't like you. What's his problem? If I was there, he wouldn't come over. And he goes, oh, Dave, I'm like, I don't know. He's never told me anything, but I don't hang out with him. I don't talk to him because he's a dick. Like we had he's a dick. That's what I can say about it. Like on so many levels, and I can just go on and on and on and on about dicky things he did. It's like our whole life. Really, he was always doing dicky things, but he never had any, apology. He didn't care, like as if he didn't do anything. He thinks he's always the victim, but never the criminal. But he's always the criminal, and he's hardly the victim. Really, it's that inversion of things, because he's trying to tell that to people about me. He's like, oh yeah, he's no good. He drives around drunk all the time, endangering the lives of people. Thank you. That's my point. I want to bring that up because, that's the kind of guy he is. He's like, oh, this guy, he got a DUI because he endangers the lives of people because he's so selfish, this, that, and the other. That's the kind of avalanching of evil that needs to be exposed. That this behavior is pathologically polarized. The slanderous wickedness of these people. They're going to try to fault you for the littlest thing. They fault you for a gnat. Meanwhile, all the great evil they let go. And look at the actions of these people. It's so deeply evil. Like, what did I do to my sister? I asked if she can hand me a blanket because I didn't want to step on her floors. Oh yeah, I'm so narcissistic that I'm too good for her floors. Well, that's not how low do you want me to go? You know what I'm saying? This is like, they're trying to say I'm a narcissist. I'm like, how low do you want me to go? And they're the opposite. They're like, that's that inversion of facts that they're putting forth. But it's just like these people are just so completely absurdly evil, so wicked, and so dishonest. And my point is that their dishonest behavior should be recognized and exposed, because then you're going, this is the satanic kingdom amongst us. This is Satan's dwelling. That's the satanic people, and we need to, in everybody who understands the Christ message, is not to say, hey, we're going to accept the darkness to have it rule over us. That's not the message. To say, hey, expose them and shine the light of truth on these people, because you have to rebuke the evil. This is evil. And what they go, no, you just got to go along and find your niche. This is entering the Marxist regime. That's entering the illuminated mindset. That's what they're looking for, and believe their whole world is based on lies and slander and abuse. Look how difficult they're making the lives of people, and without cause. And go, when you're looking at a transformative world of metaphysics, they go, see, well, that's just because it's a metaphysical transformative world. You got to kind of find your metaphysical place. Well, that's part of the doctrine of demons. That's really what we're dealing with. And I want to point out that this is the kind of entities you're dealing with. So other examples at like work, because people are affected. Work is an integral part of people's lives, their livelihood, their place. And there's really the commission of exposing the evil, shine the light on the evil. That's the real commission. Not to just say, evil's okay now. that's the false, that's the apostate commission, and that's what people are doing. But to realize that, like at work, the demonic possession. I know, like my sister's like aberrant behavior. She says like she forgets, like she doesn't recall any of these things. That's a sign of demon possession. So you're looking at work. There was a guy, and he was completely. I just started working at this company. There's 200 over 200 employees, and I already see this is one guy. He's just like coming, like zooming in on me like a homing beacon. I already knew that demons exist, and I'm like, this guy's got a demon. He's coming. Look, he's always going to be working with me. Look, he's always trying to be working with me. Oh, look, he's always trying to mess up my day. See, this is, people talk about this in the workplace, but even one in conversation I overheard, he said like, yeah, man, I was like, woke up like a month later and a whole month of his life was missing. He was in jail or something. He's like, I have no idea what happened. I don't know. And it's like, I have no idea. Like, and I thought that was an intriguing story. So I asked him, like, I want to hear about that. Get out of here. Don't be asking stupid questions. None of your business. Like, holy shit, thank you. I'm the new guy. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting that this demonic, possessed, whom I recognize as demonically possessed, mentioned that, like, he has a whole month and a half of his life just kind of like, he doesn't have a clue where it was going on. And it's like, that's interesting. There's a lot of questions you want to ask. Like, what did you bills? Were you late? Where were you? You don't know? Interesting. You have any information that you can give? But whatever. The guy was, my point is that the demonic possession exists. Like in another job situation, because they're bouncing you out of work. And it's just to be shut out of work, you're sitting there, you're getting gang stalked by the Antifa people, by the Black Lives Matter people. These are, this on a mundane level, that's Satan's people. Black Lives Matter is a racist, satanic order. That's what it is. But they're very deliberately, following you at your work, they're doxing you, saying, hey, look, this guy's a Trump supporter, that means he's a racist, that means you got to fire him. They're doing that. This is the kind of, and they're very active in doing this. And they're so even much more underhanded, and they're there to slander and smear you. Like I said, like this is the guy Anthony. He's like, oh yeah, this guy's no good. He's endangering the lives of people. Thank you. That's very nice to introduce me that way. And this is the kind of, that's at least somewhat true, but they'll even smear you with things that are completely wholly untrue, and they still get away with it, and that's the kingdom of Satan's demonic place. The doctrine of demons is falling in suit with that. That's the illuminated, what they say, the kingdom of heaven's within you. Yeah, don't forget to add the part that you're gonna be trials and tribulations, and you're gonna have a cross to bear, and there's lots of things that are gonna befall you. That's what they forget about. When you forget that part, you're just an Illuminati. That's it. And you'll see that's everybody. And they're gonna censor you when you try to point that out. They're like, oh, it's time to censor the dialogue, because they don't want to expose the reality of things. And here they'll be quick to smear you that you're just a nobody, loser, bad person for all these lies and slanderous things that we'll uphold in the kingdom of Jesus's way. And like, oh, that's not Jesus's way. Thank you. You are very wicked. Thank you. And literally they're in alignment with demons, absolute tangible demons, liars and completely corrupt operations. So you say that another guy at work, I'm in this is a horrible thing. Now I'm getting paid salary, and my rent is part of my pay, so it was a good deal. The restaurant was right next to the house, and it was just me and the dishwasher with it's a 3-story house, and half of it was like blocked off, but still we got a huge house, great apartment in a nice town. I have a little side business going on, a great place to get contacts. I was a really good situation. And I was like, yay, this is fantastic. And it's just 25 hours a week on salary, and I got not on salary. Sorry, $8 an hour. The guy's a bad business arrangement. He's not on salary. $8 an hour for 25 hours. All I have to do is work 25 hours, but it covers my rent. And I'm like, wow, that's great, because plus if I want to work more, I have the opportunity to, which I was working like 60 hours because the place is falling apart. The owner was in Florida. This is in Jersey, and I've never met with him, and I was there for a few months, but the head chef, he was a complete demon, and he didn't want me there. And it was like I was doing all the landscaping for free, and he let me have a little area where I can do a little greenhouse and work on you know, my side business. And it was really good because he had a large property, and this made the head chef jealous, I guess. I don't know, but he had a demon. So the basement of this restaurant was such a mess, and they have all these refrigerators that are just like really crappy. They're small little household refrigerators, shouldn't be used in a restaurant. He should, you know, he should put out the money to get, well, you know, he don't have the money, but and the restaurant is not running properly. He's paying the staff, you know, the chef was getting, like, you know, too much money. He was wasting all the product too. He was very wasteful. He wasn't economic with what he's doing, and the owner doesn't know, and you know, so it's kind of like a mess, and it needs to be straightened out. But it would have been a good job. So I didn't care, like, you know, putting in the hours to help get things to work. But the head chef didn't want things to work. He's an evil demon. I'm in this basement. We were supposed to, all three of us were supposed to clean up this basement on my day off, and I already put in like 60-something hours. And he's like, "Yo, we should clean up this basement." And he's like, "Come on, can you do it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't have a day off in like over a month. You know, I can't. This is my first day off in like over a month." So, no, he convinces me easily enough because I'm just a pushover. So, okay, we're going to do this. The three of us got to do this, though, you know? It's like Sunday morning. And, no, I'm the only one doing it. Whoa, what the hell's this? And I'm working on cleaning this place. I'm like, he's a complete dick. I'm like, I'm hosing the whole place out. I cleaned everything out. I'm hosing it down. And he's like, "What's all this water down here?" "What do you mean, what's all this water? I got a hose and I'm fucking washing the floor because it's so just spider webs, cobwebs, dirt, and I gotta really clean this out. This is, you're doing it wrong." I'm like, "You do? What the hell are you talking about? Get out of here." He's just trying to get on my case. But the thing is, like, I mean, these are all extra details. But he's upstairs, I'm in the basement, and I see this shadow. It goes boom, and it moves through the wall. I went boom when it hit the wall, and there's another wall here. I go boom. I'm like, did I just see that? Did I just hear that? And then he comes storming down the stairs, and he's got these black eyes, these shadows. It wasn't, his eyes weren't black. He had these black shadows over his eyes, like smoky. And I saw it, and it was very clear that I'm like, that's a demon. Because I just saw it, you know, move down here, and he's coming down. He's like roaring, like about to, like, you know, he's a big guy. This guy's like about 6'5" and a pretty stocky guy. And as he's like charging towards me with this, like, you know, face, I'm about to knock him right out. I'm like, dude, this guy has been, you know, pushing my buttons, and a lot of different things he did. He did a lot of things that was just like, you know, fuck this guy. The guy's getting knocked out. And really, because, you know, I can run the place all by myself, which I did. He left, the dishwasher left, and it was by myself on a Friday, because the dishwasher left because the guy's a psychopath. The chef was head chef's a psychopath. He took this like knife and stabbed it into a cutting board, and he got this knife in there on a wood cutting board, about an inch or over an inch in there. That's like crazy. That's to stab a, you know, knife, just to even do it, because there's no hilt. That's dangerous. Boom. And he just stabbed that thing in his wooden block. And I'm like coming into work. Just a couple minutes before my shift starts. And I see that. Boom. He's like, wow. And then the dishwasher's like, whoa, I'm out. He's just like, I'm out. He's like, yo, get him back here. I tried to get him back. He's like, no, that guy's crazy. I'm going to go back to Honduras. This is not worth it. I got enough and I'm leaving. That's nuts. That's not cool. It is not cool. That is not cool. That's frightful. And it is actually